Everyone, listen. What do we hear?
Something really interesting happened to Callie during the season 2 finale of Yellowjackets, and no, it wasn't the armed run-in with her cop ex-boyfriend on a dark trail or chasing a group of women through the forest at gunpoint. As she stood amongst the group of Yellowjackets survivors in the forest, in a moment of life and death, something changed within her, and she will never be the same again. Callie has struggled throughout season 2 with the knowledge that her mother has kept some major secrets, and those secrets are detrimental to the future of their family. Much like her mother, Callie likes to play with fire. She is most definitely a rebellious teenager, and the audience has watched her get up to all kinds of shenanigans, like going to a rave, or day drinking in a bar with a fake ID, or getting closer to a much older man while lying about her age. However, it seems like a lot of this rebellion comes from the similar crisis her mother is going through. It's worth mentioning that it was Callie who originally pointed out to Shauna how incredibly boring she is back in the pilot episode, and that seems to have struck a nerve in Shauna, because her true nature came out very shortly after, and Callie was eating rabbit stew for dinner.
So I killed a rabbit in the garden. Skinned it, chin to anus.
Jesus Christ, Mom.
Later, Callie speaks to Jeff and asks him if she is like her mother. Jeff says yes, that she is. She is smart and she can do stuff. Very typical dad answer. But he also takes time to open up to her in a way that Shauna never did. He tells her about the baby in the wilderness and how that had such a profound effect on her mother. Callie is shocked by the information as well. She grew up as an only child, so the news that she had a brother was very impactful on her. Jeff seems to absorb the gravity of the loss in that moment as well. It seems like it never really struck him that all the trauma that Shauna feels about the baby is ultimately intertwined with him as well, because he was the father of the child. Jeff will always be part of this picture, even if he tries to leave Shauna over the
Adam incident.
They decide to go up to Lottie's compound to speak to Shauna, but lo and behold, who follows them? Officers Matt and Kevin. They go in separate entrances, but eventually meet face to face. Jeff with Kevin and Walter, and Callie with Matt on a trail in the forest. Callie is strapped. She learns that her mother had taken a gun off of a carjacker and kept it in her glove compartment, which is also the genius place that Jeff hid it after taking it from Shauna. Like mother, like daughter, Callie took the gun with her when she went to find Shauna. When she unexpectedly meets Matt on a dark trail, Callie transforms. She gets the same look in her eye as when Shauna went to the chop shop to retrieve her van. Callie is there to protect someone she loves, and no one will stand in her way. Her eyes are so striking. When she stares someone down, you better watch out. Callie has the evil eye, and you don't want it to land on you. That is a dangerous glare. Matt senses the danger in the moment while Callie hides the gun behind her back. He tells her to keep her hands where he can see them, but Kevin calls and he goes to help him, telling Callie that this isn't over. Oh no, sir, it's not. Callie continues to look for her mother as the adult women begin their ritual in the forest. Shauna and Nat had taken time to dull the butcher knives before the ritual, and Nat burned away the other queen cards in the deck they were using. The other women had planned to call in a crisis team for Lottie while tricking her into believing that they were going through with the hunt. This is beyond messed up for many reasons, but Lottie has always been an oracle for the wilderness and can sense its presence. She is attuned to it and knows how to listen for it. There is this tragic aspect to this idea that Lottie may not have been able to commune with the wilderness until this moment. She had gone through so much psychiatric reprogramming, and before all the women had arrived, she was convinced that none of it was real. Through electroshock therapy and time committed in psychiatric institutions, Lottie believed that their experiences in the wilderness were nothing more than delusions. So perhaps this moment in the forest was the first time she could hear the wilderness in many, many years. The deck of cards goes round and round until finally it is Shauna who draws the Queen of Hearts. The women put on their masks, and Lottie offers her the option of surrender or the hunt. Shauna says she's not participating and tries to walk away, but much like the wild hunt, this only incites their prey drive. Lottie leads the chase with the other women following, and it is honestly unclear what will happen here. Lottie is clearly in the zone, but are the other women following to control the situation? Or has the excitement triggered their own predatory instincts as well? The chase is stopped when Callie shoots Lottie in the arm and tells the other women to get away from her mother. As they stand there, Lottie spilling blood, the excitement of the hunt in the air, Lottie senses the wilderness is with them. She also senses how powerful Callie is. She can hear it all around them, and though the other women act like Lottie has lost her mind, they all know it is true. Van defends Lottie and says they are all like this, not just Lottie, and they must protect their own. Lisa stumbles into the scene with Nat's gun pointed right at her, and amidst the confusion, Misty busts out her Yellowjacket stinger and goes for Lisa to protect Nat. However, Nat pushes Lisa out of the way and Misty sticks Nat with a syringe full of phenobarbital. They can't stop what's coming. It's too late. The wilderness chose, and Nat was the price. In the moments of life and death, while Nat entered into that liminal state, Callie and Lisa both stood out in the forest with the group and with the wilderness all around them. Something changed within these young women. They transformed into killers. They both came with guns, ready to defend their mothers by blood. Callie actually pulled the trigger, but Lisa maintained her place as a vessel of forgiveness. Neither of these young women will ever be the same. By Shauna pulling the Queen card, something transitioned within the core of the group as well. Nat has been the Queen of Hearts, which in their younger years elevated her to the leader of their group after she had survived the hunt, when Javi took her place. Shauna drew the Queen of Hearts at their ritual, but Nat was the one who took her place. Will Shauna now be elevated to the Queen of Hearts position as the leader of their coven? Callie, and very likely Lisa as well, changed fundamentally. They got the wilderness in them. They will now be driven by the same instinctual, primal energy that the surviving Yellowjackets experience. Out in the woods, in a moment of life and death, with blood spilling to the earth, is the space which the wilderness accesses through. We have seen this when Travis and Nat toyed with life and death to touch the other side, and when Lottie was able to speak to Laura Lee at the moment of Travis's death. Another aspect of this can even be seen with Thaisa, her grandmother, and the man with no eyes. We still don't know his exact purpose. However, the showrunners have explained we should view him as the embodiment of death. Thaisa's grandmother explained death to her as something not to be feared, and when your soul will be reunited with him. However, in her moment of death, with little Ty in the room, her grandmother saw the man with no eyes coming for her, and she was terrified. Ty hid her face, but she saw the man with no eyes in the mirror's reflection. Thaisa has been haunted by the man with no eyes, who she sees when she is in that liminal space between her personalities. He guides her to her primal decisions, but it is unclear if he is trying to claim her life as well. Did Thaisa inherit this entity from her grandmother in that moment of death? There is a huge parallel to this idea with what Callie just experienced in the finale. Her mother drew the Queen of Hearts, which is both a card of honor and a card of death, and Callie spilled blood to the wilderness, which is an offering and exactly what it wants. Are we being shown examples of generational curses that these women inherit and must carry with them through their lives? And perhaps this indicates that this has been going on for generations, connected to these women in a way that we do not yet know. It seems very clear that Callie is now one of them, and that she hears the call of the wilderness. The real question is how they will return to their normal lives. There is the theory that Callie was Pit Girl in the original pilot episode, and this new sequence of events may add weight to this idea. Shauna is the new queen and potentially the new leader of their group. But what could this mean for Callie? And would Shauna be willing to sacrifice her if it means saving herself? But what do you all think? Does Callie have the wilderness in her? And what will happen to Lisa now that she knows that there's something majorly messed up going on with Lottie and the rest of the group? Let me know your thoughts and questions in the comments below. And be sure to hit the thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And consider joining my Patreon or channel memberships to help support the channel and gain access to exclusive content. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Because I think when they get a whiff of how much of a liar your mom is, they'll realize that the psychopath apple doesn't fall far from the fucked up man-eating tree.